Hi, folks. So today I want to tell you about a funny, weird job interview that I just had last week. So I applied for a job on Indeed.com, and it was with a staffing firm. And I was real hesitant about applying for this job because, I wanted something permanent, and a staffing firm didn't seem very permanent to me. But right away, I get an email from the recruiter from the staffing firm, and she wants to set up a Zoom meeting. So I go in the Zoom meeting and I hit it off with the recruiter. And we talk for like 45 minutes. And, I tell her my job situation, tell her my experience, and she seems to really like me, and I like her. So she sets me up with an interview with the lady who oversees the whole thing. And it's another Zoom interview. And this lady lives like in Indiana, and I'm in Ohio, so it's long distance. I can't meet her in person. And so anyway, I go on this interview, and I talk to this lady for 45 minutes, but it is a really weird interview. I did most of the talking. I asked all the questions. I think she only asked me one question. And I think that she knew that I was a little bit hesitant about the job because it was a staffing agency or staffing firm. And so she was like, shoot, ask me anything. And I did. I asked her tons of questions, and she answered my questions. And I started to feel a little bit excited about this job because it felt to me like they really liked me. And um, I just felt like after that interview, I thought I have this job in the bag, you know? So I'm kind of upbeat, feeling very confident. And I get an email from the recruiter again. And she asked me to go on an interview with the actual hiring manager in downtown Columbus, a person to person interview. So I'm like, okay, I'll go on the interview. And I traveled to downtown Columbus and realized that this interview was in a really posh area of Columbus. It's in a lawyer's office. And so I'm excited, and I'm feeling very confident. And I get to the interview, and um, I meet the hiring manager. Now, the hiring manager to me looked young, but I couldn't tell how old he was. But, he's on lunch. I actually got there a little bit early, and he's on lunch, but he invites me into his office, and we start having a casual interview. Now, because I did most of the talking in my second interview, asking all the questions, I just decided, to do most of the talking in this interview. He asked me a question, and I just kept, you know, I answered with long stories and stuff like that, and got out what I needed to get out to let him know that I had the experience to work there. And I can't tell if he liked the way I did that or not, because he made a comment like, "You're answering all my questions before I even asked them." But he was nice, and he seemed like it didn't bug him that much. So I thought, oh, well, this interview is going really well. Well, somehow in the interview, he mentions health insurance. And so I just asked, okay, well, how's the health insurance here? And he's like, well, I don't know. And I was like, what? And he's like, well, I'm on my parents' insurance. So when he said that, I flinched, and he saw the look on my face, and he got embarrassed, and he said, well, I'm only 25 years old, and I still live with my parents. But next month I'll be moving out with or in with my girlfriend, and I'll find out how the health insurance is then. So apparently he's going to drop his parents' insurance and get on the company's health insurance then. But anyway, after that exchange, I knew I was not getting the job because I had embarrassed him, and um, I didn't know what to do. And so um, when the interviews, after that little exchange, um, we started to talk about gaming somehow, and I tried to show that I was into gaming. I tried to make myself relatable to someone his age, and he talked about gaming, and I talked about gaming, and the whole thing was just weird. I mean, um, and I got to tell you, I could not wait to get out of that interview after that. But you know, after when I left the interview, I sort of left in a hurry, and I could tell that he couldn't wait for the interview to be over either. So, you know, when I got home, I thought about it and I laughed a little bit about it, but afterwards I kind of got upset because I was like, I shouldn't be penalized for asking a question like, "How's the insurance?" You know, that's not something that should have really mattered. It shouldn't have caused all that in in the interview. And here I am thinking to myself also, I've just been weeded out of a job by a 25-year-old kid. You know, I'm 55, he's 25, and and I guess this is the type of shit I'm going to have to go through to to get a job. I have never experienced anything like that, you know, and the whole thing was weird. And now it's more upsetting because I thought I had that job. You know, I should have had that job, and guess what? I didn't get the job. So you know, I'm not happy about it now, but I thought I would share it because it's such a weird interview. So anyway, if you like my story, um, please like this story and subscribe to my channel. Um, Thanks a lot. Bye.